Maomao from Apothecary Diaries is a perfect example of what I feel like the not like other girls trope was trying to do for so many years in the early 2000s, but ultimately failed to do. Let me explain. When Maomao gets to the rear palace and gets some attention from Master Jin Shi, and she is completely unaffected by his charms and wiles and advances, and sees how the women around her basically like faint and fawn over him, there's immediately this like otherness that we use to establish Maomao. How again, like she's not like the other girls, but the reason why Maomao isn't like annoying, the reason why Maomao is actually a really, really good depiction is she grew up in the pleasure district where a relationship between a man and a woman, sex between a man and a woman, pleasure between a man and a woman, love was seen as a commodity. It was something to be sold. It was something to establish a woman's place in society. And she saw on both sides how people would ruin themselves in pursuit of these relationships. For the men that would spend their life savings just to spend time with Mei Mei or Piram. And then of course, I'll avoid spoilers, but the one who ruined her life basically because she chose to love without that financial and societal reassurance. So of course that's gonna affect the way that you approach men in general, but also when someone puts advances towards you. And I'm not saying that Maomao necessarily views love as purely transactional. Like she has a lot of relationships with like the women in the rear palace. Like she has friends, but I do think the way that this story portrays her relationship with Jinshi specifically is just like so well done. Like it makes sense why she is so like ugh at him, because at the end of the day her place in society is like as a serving girl, right? And that is something that like she personally like internalizes. She's like, oh, it's none of my business. I'm just a serving girl. I'm just gonna mind my own business. Because of her upbringing, she isn't really caught in these like lovesick fantasies that a lot of her friends in the rear palace are. So yeah, love Maomao, love Apothecary Diaries, watch the goddamn show.